Hey Siri, good morning.
Good morning. The scene is set.
Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you geeks and nuts are doing absolutely fantastic. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about home automation, what are smart homes, and I'm also going to show you my smart home setup. So let's start with what actually is a smart homes or home automation. So basically, a smart home consists of a lot of different smart devices. They are connected to each other using Wi-Fi or different communication protocols and different standards, and you are able to monitor them. You are able to control them from a remote machine. That could be your phone, that could be some virtual assistant, or you can do that in your local area network, for example inside your home, or you can do that from anywhere in this world using internet. So that's the power of Internet of Things, which has provided us smart homes. And it's not really a very new concept. People have been doing it for quite some time now, where they use smart switches, smart bulbs, smart lights and whatnot, and they have application to control them. But I recently dived into this thing during the pandemic, and this is one of my projects. I wanted to convert my not so smart home into smart home, and by that I mean that I don't have any smart devices as off-the-shelf devices, and I wanted to DIY it. So in today's video, I'll be showing you what are different things which I've done. I'll be talking about all the components which goes into it and how you can do it as well. And if you like this video, then do drop a like and share with your friends. And if I get a lot of requests, I may be doing a series of home automation and how you can make these kinds of things, which I'll be showing you. So now let's talk about how you can convert your not so smart home into a smart home. And there are two different methods to do that. Number one is to buy some off-the-shelf smart devices, whether it's smart plugs, some smart lights, some smart bulbs, smart cameras, internet connected monitors and whatnot, and you can plug and place them in different places at your home as per your need. Most of these devices comes with an application that allows you to control it in a personal area network or from anywhere in the world using internet. So there are a lot of different devices. I'm not going to endorse anyone, but you can check on Amazon, you can check on different retail sites. There are different smart plugs, there are different smart bulbs. There are also some bulbs which can change color based on your mood and whatnot. So you can either buy them or you can go for the other method, that is DIY or do it yourself. Like you can convert any dumb device into a smart device using some soldering and some coding and things like that, which basically I did. So I don't really have any smart home devices. I didn't have any off-the-shelf device which is internet connected, but I still managed to do the home automation because I converted these dumb devices into internet connected using electronics, and I'm going to be talking about that. So let's talk about what are different components in my setup and things I use to convert my dumb room into a smart room. So let's first talk about the hardware. So when we talk about the hardware, there are different things that you need. The first and the foremost important thing which I use is a Raspberry Pi. And if you have not heard what is a Raspberry Pi, it's basically a small computer where you can run different applications, different programs and operating system. And on the Raspberry Pi, I'm running the main server of my home on which all the communication is happening. So this is the brain of my smart home, and I'm using a software which I'll be talking about later in this video, which is helping me do all that. So this is the main Raspberry Pi 4, the latest version which I'm using, 4 GB RAM, and on this is running my software which we'll be talking about shortly. So all the communication happens to it, and in a technical term this is known as a gateway. So a Raspberry Pi inside my home is my smart home gateway where all the devices are connected wirelessly, and this is where I put all the requests of what I want. If I want my lights on, if I want my kettle on, or if I want to do some change of light in my room. So this is the main gateway which is controlling everything. The second thing that I'm using to control all the lights is microcontroller, which is ESP8266. So if you don't know what is ESP8266, basically a Wi-Fi enabled microcontroller. That means it's connected to your home network or your home router, and then the gateway will send requests to it of controlling the different pins on it. And these pins are connected with the small component which is known as a relay. A relay is used to control high voltage devices. In my case, it's my home light, which runs on 220 volts, of course, as everywhere in India. So Raspberry Pi is my gateway. ESP8266 is along with relay is my edge devices, which is controlling all the lights and fans and things I'm going to show you. So let me quickly take you there and show you how this ESP8266 along with relay is acting as a node, and it's controlling my appliances and how the wiring is there. So let's go. Alright, so here we are, and this is the electric panel which is controlling all my room. As you can see, it has the switches for the lights, the switches for the fan and the balcony. And I don't really wanted to convert everything to the Wi-Fi, so I need to always pick my phone if I wanted to control it. I wanted it to also be analog, so I can still control the room lights from here. As you can see, I can still control everything, the fan from here, and this is my Amazon Echo. But I really wanted it to be more like an OR gate. For example, if any of the switch from my phone or from this panel is on, the lights will be on. So I generally keep this off and use my phone. But there is also another option to always use this one if my Wi-Fi is not working or anything, and the wiring is not very neat, as you can see. But this is a 3D printed case, and I covered it because I don't want to wake up in the night and just get fried with the very high voltage of electricity. But behind this cover, you can see this is the node, and I'll just quickly zoom in here. And this is the ESP8266 board which is controlling all these appliances, and this is getting data from the Raspberry Pi gateway. These are the 4 relays for my main light, core lights, the balcony lights and the fan. And I quickly show you on the phone. So if I let me start the screen share. So on the phone I have this app, and I can control any light. For example, I can control the fan, and you can see there's a small red light over here, and I can also control the balcony lights. I can also control the main lights on and off, and of course some other things. So that's how it looks, the small edge device, which is the ESP8266 as well as a relay. And I can also do something like Alexa, turn on balcony lights.
Okay.
And you can see that's there. Alexa, turn off balcony lights.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the hardware part of it. So there's another small smart device which I made, and I wanted to show you that as well. So basically it's a code and solder logo along with some addressable RGB LEDs which I can control the brightness, I can control the color. So it's right behind here. So let me show you how that works. Alright, so that is a code and solder logo, and that is a 3D printed, and it has some addressable LEDs which can change color. Phone, there's a bedroom logo, I can turn it off. There is the lights turned off, I can turn it on. I can change the brightness of it. As you can see, the brightness is getting higher, and I can also decrease the brightness. I can also change the color of it. So if I want to change a different color, let's say I want to do purple. So there is purple. It's look more like pink. If I want to do white, so here's white. If I want to do, let's say, light blue turquoise, there is that. And there is whole different things that you can do. You can do any color, and I can also use Siri to change color. For example, hey Siri, turn bedroom logo to pink.
Okay, turning things pink.
Hey Siri, bedroom logo brightness at 50%.
Okay, I set the logo to 50%.
So as you can see, all kind of things I can do. And here again, it's an ESP32 board this time, and it has it also has the temperature and humidity sensor, the DHT11, using which it's calculating the temperature and humidity at my room and showing it on my dashboard. So let's go back and talk about the user interfaces. So that's all about the hardware. Now let's talk about the software side. So when it comes to software, the gateway, as per as the edge devices, needs to run some sort of software, some sort of logic and algorithm to communicate with each other, to validate the request. And on the Raspberry Pi side, that is my gateway, I'm running something called Home Assistant. Home Assistant is basically an open source project which is based around smart homes and home automation. This is not something which I wrote personally. This is something a community of different engineers around the world are doing, and they open source it. So in home automation, you can add off-the-shelf devices as well as the DIY devices, and you get a dashboard, you get a communication protocol, which so all the devices can communicate to one another, and you have a very beautiful dashboard which you can customize, which I'll be showing you shortly. and you have all the different devices support and different communication protocol support, like MQTT if you know something about IoT, I think CoAP, HTTP, and things like that. So I'm using the Home Assistant software on my Raspberry Pi. That is my gateway, and this Raspberry Pi is controlling all the different devices indirectly via ESP8266. The ESP8266 is running a custom firmware, and when I give a request to control it, the request is gone to the gateway, the Raspberry Pi, and then the Raspberry Pi send the request to the node device, the ESP8266, and all the relays are turned off and turned off depending on what I want. So this is the software side of it, and the third important component which I want to talk about is the HMI, or the human machine interface. And what I mean by HMI is how I am interacting with my home, what interfaces I'm having, and how I'm able to control this. So I'll show you one by one. And the number one on my list is my desktop application. So if I'm sitting on my computer and I want to control the lights, the fan, anything, I can do that using a desktop application. So for that I need to take you to the desktop screen. So let's go and I'll show you. Okay, so we are on the desktop, and as you can see, I have a desktop application with the name Home Assistant, and here you can see my dashboard here which I created. You can see the current temperature, you can see temperature inside my room, the humidity, and these are all my appliances. So I can turn on the main lights from here, the fan from here. I can also turn on the balcony lights from here, and I can also control the logo from here which I just showed you. And apart from that, the syncing from my phone, how much steps I have walked today, and this is a small world clock where I show time of different parts of the world from where my colleagues are. And yes, this is a small application, very handy, very customizable. Okay, so that is a desktop application of Home Assistant dashboard which I use to control all my lights and fan as I showed you. But of course, I'm not always on my desktop. I am in different places of the home and I still want to control it. And for that, my go-to choice of HMI is my mobile phone or the mobile application. So I'm using an iPhone, and on this I have Apple Home application which I use because compared to Home Assistant, I can also use Home Assistant in my mobile, by the way, but compared to Home Assistant, the Apple Home app is more touch friendly. So I'll show you how I do that. So this is the Apple Home application, and you can see the room temperature is 22 degrees Celsius. My room is occupied because I'm right here. There are 3 lights on. You can see bedroom lights, cove lights, logo, and things like that. So I'll show you. If I want to control the bedroom fan, I can directly push it and the fan has been turned on. If I want to control the balcony lights, I'll switch it on and the balcony lights are turned on. And I can do different things like there are different scenes, good night, I'm leaving home, I am home, boil some water, which we'll talk about shortly. So this is my go-to choice for the mobile application, the Apple Home, which is integrated into my Home Assistant, into my gateway, and I'm able to control it from here. The third one and my favorite form of HMI is the virtual assistant. So I can use Siri on any of my Apple device, or I can use Amazon, Alexa, Echo, whatever to control this home appliances. So I'll show you quickly. If I go to this, I can say, hey Siri, turn bedroom
I'm
lights
listening.
off.
Okay, the bedroom lights are off.
Hey Siri,
Mm-hmm.
what's the temperature of my bedroom?
It's 22 degrees Celsius in the bedroom.
So that's not all. Along with Siri, I can also use different assistant. If you have Google Home, you can use that. But I am not having Google Home. I'm having the Amazon Echo. So I'll do that. Alexa, bedroom lights on.
Okay.
As you can see, the bedroom lights is turned on. So that is my favorite form of HMI. So even if I'm sleeping, I just say Amazon, good morning, and all the lights are turned on. I can use Siri from my phone. I can use it on my iPad. I can even use it on my Mac computer. So that is a really reliable thing. And I'm all about virtual assistant. So yeah, that is my favorite way of interacting with my home automation server. But there is also another way of controlling all my home appliances, and that is a wall mounted tablet. And I cannot tell you how badly I wanted a home automation friendly mounted tablet on my wall, so I can just walk to my wall and do all kind of different things, control my lights, change my music and things like that. And I have been having an old iPad mini 2 from quite some time which I don't really use, so I thought of changing that and converted it into a wall mounted mounted display, and the Apple Home app is running on there, and using that I can quickly go and turn all my appliances off, and I can change the music. It's connected to the Bluetooth speaker of the house, and I can do all kind of things. So let me quickly show you how the wall mounted tablet looks. Alright, so here's the wall mounted tablet which I talked about, and this is also act as a user interface for all the appliances. And as you can see, this is an iPad mini 2. I have this Apple Home application with a really lovely background. I have different scenes, good morning, which will turn on my lights on. Then I'm leaving home, I am home, boil some water, which will turn on my kettle. And let's say if you want to open the bedroom fan, you can do that, and you can see there's a different really amazing animation going on with the fan. I can also control the bedroom main lights. I can also control the balcony lights, and that's the wall mounted tablet. So that was all about the HMI or the UI, how I'm using different screens and applications and tablets and virtual assistant to control my home. The last thing I want to talk about is scenes and automation. So when you have all these different internet connected devices, you can do some automation. You can set some scene. For example, I have set a scene of good morning. So when I say set scene to good morning, it automatically will turn on the lights on. It will turn my kettle on, for which I want to make the coffee. If I say good night, all the lights in the bedroom is off, but the balcony light is turned on, and all kind of thing. So this is known as scenes. You can make different kinds of scenes, and in every scene you can define which light you want, which appliance you want, what color of light you want. In the automation, you can do something automatically. For example, I have set this automation that if I am within 50 meters radius of my home, turn on the lights in my bedroom. So what it does, it take a GPS location from my phone and send it to my home automation server and do all kind of automation. Other automation can be like if I'm leaving the room, automatically turns on off the light. So things like that you can do, and it's really amazing what all different kind of things you can do, especially when your device is internet connected. And yes, I can access all those different devices from anywhere in this world because it's connected to my internet. And on that note, I want to talk about the concerns when it comes to home automation. So the biggest concern of home automation is definitely security. So when you have all these different devices connected to the internet, and if a hacker managed to get into this system, then automatically they will have control of your home. They can turn off the lights, they can do all kinds of things. And especially if you have something like the smart locks, they can open the locks remotely. Whenever you are doing any kind of home automation, keep that in mind that there is always a possibility of getting hacked and getting these things in the wrong hands. And there's a very good scene from Mr. Robot which I wanted to play and show you what could go wrong if home automation is in the wrong hands of some really notorious hackers. So that was the biggest concern of home automation, and devices are really getting smarter and more secured. But of course, as the security gets more and more harder, there are people who are getting more and more smarter, and they want to penetrate into it. So just keep that in mind that it's not 100% bulletproof. So do all kind of things that you can do to make it secure, like password protect, and try not to put it out in the internet. Just keep it in a local network and things like that. The other concern that people are having is usability. For example, if you have a smart device, what if the Wi-Fi is not working? Can you still able to control it and things like that? So these are just the concern that home automation and smart home communities are having, and I just wanted to put it out there in this video. So that was all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new. And if you want me to do a video series on home automation and how I did it, how to make these devices smart, then let me know in the comment section, and I'll surely do something about it. So thank you very much for staying, and I'll see you shortly.